Westwood for All Ages. I'm here in the kitchen to do a little quarantine cooking. I want to thank Lisa Bontemps and everyone at Westwood for All Ages for all the great work they're doing, keeping our seniors motivated and keeping them up to date on what's going on. Obviously, we're all a little tied up in our homes, so I'm doing a little cabinet cooking tonight, what we had for the most part in our cupboards and in our freezer. Today, something super simple. We're going to do a little sausage and peppers, right? Everybody does sausage and peppers. I had a little fresh sausage in the freezer. We had a good sale on some tricolor peppers. Real simple stuff, and we're going to get ready to go. So what we have is some chopped garlic, some chopped onions, some sliced onions, I should say, some sliced peppers. I'm never afraid of garlic. Don't forget my mother's maiden name is Marsilio, and then look at that nose. So there's never been a head of garlic that I didn't like. So I like a rough chop, and they're all pretty much uniform size, but I got plenty of garlic here. And I'm just going to put that in a little bowl, a little dish. So I'm going to get ready to put that on the heat first and get the flavor out of it. And then we do have some nice sliced onions. You can use a nice Vidalia onion, is always good, or yellow onion, whatever you have in the cupboard. And I slice them up carefully. My knives are exceptionally sharp. So I'll put those in a bowl. And then we have the peppers. So I have green and yellow pepper already cut. I've got this beautiful red pepper. I'm going to take my paring knife and just core out some of the seeds and a little of the pith. Get that out. Again, this is one of those dishes that's simple and you just can't make a mistake because you can make it any way you want. So I take the peppers and again just do a rough slice on them. And I'm not too worried about the size. Okay, so we've got our basic ingredients prepped. Very simple: peppers, onions, garlic. I've got a few things I took out of the cupboard. Some herbs de Provence, some red chili pepper, a little ground allspice, and some anise seed. We've got our garlic and our pepper. And a few links of some really good sausage that I picked up from King's a while ago. And I'm going to take these out of the package. And I'm going to put them on a baking sheet that's lined with parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, tin foil works, or just a baking sheet is okay. I've got my oven heated to 350 degrees, and I'm going to throw this in here. That's going to be in there for about a half an hour or so. The beauty of sausage and peppers is we can make it as sausage and pepper sandwiches, or you can make it as a sauce to put over pasta. So it depends on what you have. I like it with some nice crusty bread. I don't have that today, so I'm going to make mine with a little sauce. But I'll show you what to do if you want to make it on some bread. So first things first, I'm going to take my garlic. I've got a little olive oil heated up in my straight-sided saute pan. I'm going to put that garlic in there and get it nice and happy. That's hot. And just swirl it around. I don't want it to burn. So I've got a nice low heat going, but this will get the olive oil all filled with that lovely garlic flavor. And again, there's plenty of garlic in there. I'm not afraid. You can use whatever you want. When I would ask my mother for a recipe or how to make something, I'd ask her how much to put in. She would always say, "Oh, I don't know, you judge." Well, I'm the same way. That's the way I cook. I just put ingredients, and I never make the same thing twice. So that olive oil and garlic is cooking up nicely. I'm going to give that another minute. Again, I don't want it to burn. And then, as Julia Child would never, ever be in the kitchen without a glass of wine. So I'm going to have a little glass of wine. It's not Italian. It's one of my favorite, Côte d'Aron. It's a little French country wine, and it's really good. Okay, so the garlic is nice and cooked. It's you know, starting to get a little brown. I don't want to get it too brown. So I'm going to take the onions first of all, and we're going to put those onions in. Got a couple more over here. Got a nice little wooden spoon. We get those onions coated with olive oil. Get them cooking. And then I'm going to take my peppers. It's a nice big bowl of peppers. And we'll throw them in there. And we'll get them started. Now, always a little salt and pepper. So keep a little kosher salt on the counter. And don't ask me how much, you just judge. Throw a little pepper in there. My little pepper mill. And ground fresh peppercorns. I like lots of pepper. It is, however, peppers and onions, right? So there we go. So we put that in there. Mix it around a little bit. And these fresh vegetables are going to give off a lot of their own liquid, so you don't have to worry too much about adding a lot of liquid into this. We're gonna take a little white wine. If you don't have white wine, red wine is fine too. But that's just a little bit so that what's on the bottom doesn't burn. And I'm going to take this pot and I'm going to cover it and just on a low temp, just let it simmer for a while. Oh, sure. Always good to have very sharp knives. These babies are old. I just wanted to show you, my knife roll goes back about 25 years. My wife made this for me when we were dating to hold my knives, and I was working at one of the best restaurants in New York City, a place called March Restaurant. And my knives are really good, and they're really sharp. You can see, I mean, look at that. That one is well worn, well used, and I'll tell you what, it is razor sharp. But I always love my knife roll that my wife made for me. So before I was saying that sometimes, you know, with this dish, there are no mistakes, and there's no right way or wrong way to make it. When I make sausage and pepper sandwiches, I like the peppers and onions to be on the less well done side. But for today, we're going to use them we're going to make a sauce. I don't have any good bread readily available, so we're going to make a sauce. So we're going to let these cook down for quite a while, and then a couple more ingredients are going in there. But what I'm going to do is make them for some pasta. I haven't decided. I have a box of wild mushroom raviolis in the freezer, and I have some of this great Trader Joe's artisan pasta. We love these. So I haven't figured out which one I'm going to use yet. Depends what the kids want. Okay, so this has been cooking for a while, and like I said before, there's no right way or wrong way to make this. If I were making sausage and pepper sandwiches, this is about where I'd want the consistency. They've still got, the peppers have a little bit of tooth to them. But like I said before, we're going to make a sauce out of this. So at this point, I'm going to start adding some of my spices and other flavors in here. And the other thing that I have right over here, well, I've got some fresh parsley, and I found, my wife went to the store and I found some fresh basil. So, and I had some thyme. So I'm going to take the thyme, some thyme sprigs, and I'm just going to throw them in there and let them flavor that sauce a little bit. And then I have a tomato. If you don't have a tomato, it's not a problem. But this adds, when you're making it as a sauce, kind of adds to the flavor a little bit. So I'm going to take that tomato and I got to just cut that up. And again, I'm not worried about, this is going to cook down really nicely, so I'm not worried about how I cook it, what size the slices are. It's just going to get a nice rough chop, and it's just going to go right into the pot. So again, just happened to have that tomato and figured, all right, why not? Let's just throw it in there. I just take that tomato, put that in, and a little more salt. I'm going to come over. This is really going to be more, the parsley is going to be kind of a garnish a little bit for later. So I'm just going to kind of chop that up a little bit. Again, rough chop. This is not fine cuisine. This is country cooking. So I'm going to take that parsley, scoop that into one of these little dishes here. Same thing with the basil. I'm going to add this kind of at the end to keep that little fresh flavor going. And again, I'm just going to chiffonade, cut little ribbons. Folded all the leaves together, and now I've got all these beautiful basil ribbons, and those will go in at the end to give it a little nice fresh batch of flavor. But now I have some of my spices. So let me bring these over to the stove. Now, before I talked about my Italian heritage, also Hungarian. So one of my favorite spices that I would love to put in here is smoked paprika. Unfortunately, I'm all out of smoked paprika. So sorry, Dad, I can't put that in. So what I'm going to do, I like a little heat, so I've got some red chili flakes, and my kids like it a little spicy too. So this is fun. I'm going to throw some red chili flakes in there, make that nice and spicy. I'm going to put a little anise seed, right? That's another fun flavor. A lot of times sausage is made with some anise seed in it, but I like to throw this in here. Again, don't ask me how much, you just judge, whatever you want. And I don't care what spices you use, whatever you like. This one is interesting. I use a little ground allspice. Gives it a little bit of a different flavor. You use some nutmeg if you have it, which I like. I do have nutmeg, but I'm going to use the allspice today. And again, a couple of pinches, and that'll go in there, and it'll really kind of help color and flavor the sauce a little bit. The other thing I have, this is like a staple of ours. It's herbs de Provence, which is really a French mix. This is thyme, marjoram, some savory, rosemary, basil, sage, and lavender. And this is really fun. I love putting this on everything. This is just something great to have when you're making chicken or meat. If you just want to make some chicken, roasted chicken with some olive oil and garlic and some herbs de Provence, it's really quite perfect. So again, just a few pinches of that. And I'm going to just mix this around and let that all kind of get married together. And I may actually even throw another tomato in here. I have one, so why not, right? This delicious sauce has been simmering with all those delicious flavors in there. I mean, you could serve this right now. It's ready to go. I'm going to leave that cover off just a crack. Now I check the sausage. So the sausage has been in here about half an hour. Again at 350. You could throw up the temperature a little bit more, but you're going to turn them. They're virtually ready to go. Our water for the pasta is boiling. So that's just about ready. I'm going to get ready to put the pasta in there in a little while. Still haven't decided whether it's going to be the mushroom ravioli or the delicious Trader Joe's pasta. So we'll wait a few minutes and we'll see what it is. It has been made by my daughter Paris that we're going to have wild mushroom ravioli along with this delicious sausage and peppers. So bought these a while ago at Fairway Market. We love them. I made them once before. I don't even remember how I did it, but they were really good. So I took the liberty of breaking them all up. These were frozen. I'm going to cook them. They're going to take about 6 to 8 minutes to cook. So I'm going to take them with the water boiling. I take them in my strainer pot. The pot is great. Put them right in. Actually, make sure I get that water salted. So again, a little fistful of fresh kosher salt that I have on my counter. Stir that around, let it dissolve, and then in go those delicious mushroom ravioli. And we're going to just cook those again about 6-7 minutes. We'll make sure we stir them around a little bit. When they all start floating, they'll be done. The sausage is in the oven. And it is just about ready to go. I think I'm going to pull that out, put it on a plate, and get ready to cut it up. So, let me get that sausage out. And put that over here for now. Look at that. Those are some lovely links. So just a couple more minutes. The ravioli are in there, they're cooking. Maybe about another 4 minutes. Okay, everybody, so the mushroom raviolis are done. They're all cooked and floated to the top. I'm going to take them and set them down, drain them. Let's turn the heat off. The sauce is done. Get that nice and drained. And then we're going to put these babies, out here. Our son just came in from a run, and he just came in from running. I'm sure he's hungry. Just in time, right? And the dogs are happy. So let's take those raviolis. We're going to put them in a nice wide bowl. I'll take just a little olive oil. And drizzle some olive oil in there. Get my wooden spoon. Mix them around. And now it's time for our sauce. Got this delicious sauce, pepper and onion sauce. We put that on top. Let's get that married nicely. Now, tell you we have these delicious links of sausage. I'm going to cut these babies up, and this is really good lean sausage. Just kind of throw that on there. It's hot. This stuff just came out of the oven. I got some dogs down here that are thinking that sausage is for them, but it's really not. They might have a piece. Alrighty, so we've got our sausage. We've got our pepper and onions, and now we've got this beautiful chiffonade of basil and some terrific fresh chopped up parsley. If you have some Parmesan cheese and you want to grate it on there, you can, but that's it. We're all done. Sausage and peppers over wild mushroom ravioli, or the pasta of your choice, or sandwiches, or whatever you want to do. The most simple thing in the world. Bon appetit, everybody. God bless. Stay healthy. We love you and can't wait to see you out.